Hi, my name is James. I'm a knee, foot and ankle specialist, and today we're going to talk you through the best Saucony shoes for walking. We're going to talk you through three different shoes: the Guide 17, the Ride 17 and the Triumph 22. All three shoes have different features in terms of cushioning, stability, how they fit, the different types of support. We're going to break down each one so that you can make a decision of what shoe might work best for you. All shoes are linked in the description, and we buy all the shoes with our own money so we can give an independent review for you. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is stability. So the most stable of the three shoes is the Guide 17. It provides stability in a different way than it used to in the previous models. It has built-in sidewalls, so along the shoe it has sidewalls that are raised up, slightly like what you'd see in a bowling alley if you raise the guide rails. So they're built up all the way, so on the outside and the inside, but on the inside of the shoe they go all the way up to the forefoot, so towards the big toe. So it really supports your foot and reduces the amount of motion that can move inward. So if you struggle with excess pronation moments, then it helps to reduce that moment where possible. The next way that it gives extra stability is that it has a wide base, so that gives you extra base of support, so that keeps the foot more stable, and it has a little bit of sole flare, so that's where the sole of the shoe flares outward, again giving that extra bit of stability, especially in the forefoot. So you got that extra bit of posting on the forefoot along with the extra bit of sole flare. So this is what we consider a stable neutral shoe. So historically with stability shoe you might have a tilt on it. Most shoes have moved away from that and they try and provide geometric stability instead. Then in terms of the Saucony Ride 17, it is what we classify as a classic neutral shoe, as is the Triumph 22. They have some elements of stability which we'll touch on, such as they've got a wide base as well, so you can see that it's wider than the forefoot. That helps to give you an extra bit of stability. That wide base isn't as present as much on the Triumph, so it's really a classic neutral shoe. The geometry within the shoe gives you a little bit of stability, but ultimately a typical neutral shoe. Then when it comes to cushioning, there's different types of cushioning within each shoe. I'm going to run a breakdown how that feels when you walk. So again, with the Guide 17, it has Saucony's typical PWR run cushioning, so that makes it a nice compliant shoe. So it has a little bit of resilience, so when you put pressure onto it, it gives you a little bit of feedback, but ultimately it's more of a steady shoe, so when you're walking it's really comfortable, feels really stable, doesn't give you a lot of pushback, but it's more focused on comfort and stability. In contrast to that, you've got the Saucony Ride, which is more of an up-tempo shoe. So it has the PWR Run Plus cushioning in it, which is a new form of cushioning that Saucony offer. So as a result, the shoe is a lot more resilient. So what that means in terms of cushioning is that when you apply pressure to it, it pushes you back, so it gives you that element of spring. So if you're a quicker walker, you'll really enjoy this, as it really pushes you forward. Really nice, really comfortable, and a really up-tempo shoe. Then in the Triumph 22, you've got a different type of cushioning. You've got the PWR Run PB, and this is a really compliant type of cushioning. So really soft, really feels like you're walking on a cloud. So if you're looking for a shoe that's really cushioned, really soft, really comfortable, that's a neutral, then you'd look at the Triumph 22. Then in terms of the stack and the drop, which is important, so the stack refers to the amount of cushioning in the midsole. You've got 40 mils on the rear foot and you've got 30 mils on the forefoot. So it's a 10 mil drop. That's really important because if you've got any issues with your forefoot, it does tilt you forward slightly and put more pressure on it when you're standing for long periods of time. It does make up for it by having lots of padding under the forefoot. So it's a super cushioned shoe. The only thing that we'd say about a neutral shoe that has lots of cushioning is that it can make the shoe a bit more unstable. So if you have a history of rolling your ankle innocuously, tripping up, then you might find that you're a bit more unsteady on your feet with something like this. If you've no history of that and you like loads of cushioning packed in, lots of softness, then this is an excellent shoe for you. Then you've got the Ride 17, and it's got 35 mils at the rear foot, 27 mils at the forefoot, and that gives you an 8 mil drop. So a slightly lower amount of cushioning in this shoe, and you can feel it because this is a lot softer, whereas this is a lot bouncier. So if you want a shoe that's still packed with cushioning, that's a neutral with some elements of stability, it's quite responsive, then you'd look at the Ride 17. And then in terms of the Guide, it's got 35mm at the rear foot and 29mm at the forefoot, so that gives you a 5mm drop, so it's the lowest drop of them all, and that's quite rare in a stability shoe. The only other brands that really compare to that is like the Hoka Rahai 7. So you've got lots of cushioning in this, lots of elements that give you stability. It's got a low heel drop, so it's an excellent all-around shoe, and a shoe that we'd recommend to those that are looking for a little bit of extra stability but still have a really comfortable shoe. So if you've got any questions on any of these shoes, leave them in the comment section below.